sip water from the river, and my thirst level will go up. I can also go ahead and bring up my fishing action, put that maybe in my hotbar somewhere, and my character will swing a line out and try to catch some fish. As I'm sitting here, this is kind of a bug right now that I assume they'll fix, but as I fish, sometimes different resources will show up, and sometimes they're pretty rare resources like quartz, which I believe right now doesn't have a purpose, but I'm sure it will in the future, and flint, which a lot of people want flint because flint is what you need to start a fire. It's pretty easy to gather any rock standing by a river where you see rock, and you can gather, I believe, 10 rocks and you can build a fire ring, but you need flint to actually start a fire. And a lot of times flint will show up while you're fishing, and that's kind of a I believe it's a bug right now that they're going to fix. But sometimes if you watch your resource tab like I have open here, you'll see flint and quartz kind of pop up randomly, and if you see that, you can definitely grab it and collect it. So a lot of the resources work like this, and this is pretty much the game. Combat is a little uninspiring if you watch it. You don't have a whole lot of control over it. There's sand that I can collect since I'm near the water. But, you know, it's basically, you know, you click the C button on your keyboard to go into combat mode. You'll want to have a knife of some sort. So I'll equip my knife rather than trying to attack with my fishing pole here. And if I basically right click, I'll simply stab, make a stabbing motion, and that's pretty much how you know how you fight. You can kind of slide around and strafe and stuff, and stab things, and you'll get better at your fighting skills as you use it. One thing that you'll notice is that while you're walking or anything, you'll see your character animation if you have your inventory window open, and so that's kind of cool, kind of Ultima Online like, I guess. Pretty much everything can be built in the game. Like I say, everything's going to be man-made in the game. There's no NPCs, you know, so if you play a game like this and you want to do a quest, rather than going to an NPC like in so many other MMOs with maybe a gold explanation point over above his head, you know, it'll definitely be more interesting in a game like Xsyon here, because maybe you'll go and talk to another player, and maybe that player can use you. For example, maybe you have the ability to maybe you have shears, and maybe you can build him some grass fabric or cloth fabric or something that he needs to build tents. So maybe he'll, you know, hire you for something you need, a resource you need to use yourself, and if you make him so many yards of cloth or fabric or whatever, maybe he'll give you whatever it is you need for your needs. So definitely a lot more interesting type of a quest system than what you might see with NPCs in other games. Again, this game is really going to depend on the players to make or break this game. I really do like it a lot. It's a lot different than what we commonly see, and you know, I'd like to see this game succeed myself, just because there's such a high risk with a small development team, you know, not making it down the road, not getting enough players to support the server costs and everything. But if this game grows, I can see this game being a really fun game, and you know, as more and more people start building tribes and tribe cities and stuff like that, and getting into warfare and backstabbing and that kind of thing, it could really get interesting when that's really what the game is about, and that's what the game focuses about. It's the players, actions, rather than what seems to me in a lot of these other games that are a lot bigger and more popular, like World of Warcraft. You log into one of those games, and you know, it feels, just like I say, it just feels to me like everybody's just in a rush to level up and get to max level as quickly as possible. And I don't think that's what this game is about. I think this game is going to be a lot deeper and a lot more satisfying to actually get into and have success as a virtual world avatar than maybe some of the other games. Here you see, somebody has chopped down a tree, and that tree trunk, they've cut that tree into wood. You can basically cut it into long wood or short wood based on whatever you need, whatever you're trying to build. So pretty cool stuff. And you have campfires that I saw up there. And even though some of these mountains here look pretty steep and impassable by just looking at that sheer, there's no way I can go and climb that as an avatar. But pretty much as far as exploring, I haven't found any area where I couldn't get to yet. So if I wanted to get to the top of this cliff, it's not going to be impassable. I would just have to go around and kind of make my way up the cliff. And so I could build my own tribe maybe at the top of that cliff where I got a view, or maybe I would decide to build it down here where I have more resources and I'm closer to water. It's really up to you and where you want to go and what you want to do. And that's kind of what I like about Xsyon here. I can, maybe make some more videos. I do have another video of where I was attacking a bear with my previous character. It was my first battle with an avatar, and I did kill the bear, which would kind of surprise me. I figured I would die for sure. But, I'm sure they'll tweak the balance on that as the game goes on, to what they feel is a good balance. Right now, in the beta, there's only 4 different creatures that you'll see, like coyotes and bears and beavers and stuff, but they are planning on having 40 different animal types at game launch, and they have talked of some kind of a zombie type creature maybe walking the face of this world in the future. Certainly it's nothing that's going to be available at launch, but they are planning on creating some kind of a zombie creature in the future. So if you have any questions, feel free to certainly post them below, and if you have any comments or whatever, certainly post those below as well. I definitely take a like to read them, and I'll try to answer any questions that I have or that you have. And that's just my impressions of my first few days experience with Xsyon. So hopefully this has helped you a little bit on making your decision about whether you want to play or what you think about Xsyon. Anyway, signing off.